For those unaware, the Goodwood Festival of Speed is a yearly motorsports event that takes place in West Sussex, England. Founded in 1993, it's one of the most anticipated automotive events of the year, a place where speed and history are celebrated, and crowds of 150,000 come out to see manufacturers unveil brand new cars, race teams bring out legendary machines, and racing drivers from all over the world. But hands down, the most iconic element of the festival has to be the Hillclimb, a 1.86 kilometer or 1.17 mile stretch that pushes drivers and their vehicles to the absolute limit, closely surrounded by thousands of fans. The Hillclimb could be an incredible place to demonstrate the abilities of a brand new car, especially if it's trialing out new technology. This is where we come to Formula E. A few months before their first ever race, Formula E brought out the Gen 1 car, the Spark SRT01E, to the 2014 Goodwood Festival in June. However, this was just sent over as a display to promote the brand new racing series. It would take till 2016 for a Formula E car to actually take to the track. Renault E-Dams would bring their Season 2 car to the show, but neither of their drivers would make the trip, potentially as it took place the week after Le Mans, in which both Sébastien Buemi and Nico Prost took part in. And so instead, Charles Pic was scheduled to drive the ZE15. But when it came time for the car to hit the track, it was driven by one of Alpine's LMP2 drivers, Stéphane Richelmy, who also competed at Le Mans. I really don't understand, and the 2016 internet doesn't have the story, but from the looks of it, Richelmy ran on all 3 days. I couldn't find any recorded time though, so it looks like it was just a demonstration run. In 2017, however, we'd see our very first official timed shootout run. Nick Heidfeld, a driver who was no stranger to Goodwood, having set the time record in 1999 that lasted for 20 years, would pilot Mahindra's M4 Electro, their newly developed car for the next season of Formula E. In the time shootout, Heidfeld set a 48.59, ending the day 5th quickest, a time faster than cars like the Porsche 911 GT3, McLaren 570S GT4, and Aston Martin Vantage GTE. In all honesty, it was quite a good run, and it set the record for the fastest electric single-seater at the time. Formula E would miss the 2018 festival but came back strong in 2019. The same combination, Nick Heidfeld and Mahindra, would take to the track with again a brand new design. This time, their Season 6 challenger in the M6 Electro, debuting the Gen 2 car at Goodwood. Unfortunately though, in a car with 50 more kilowatts of power, Heidfeld set an official time of 51.99, a time 3.4 seconds slower than the older Gen 1 car. It is tough that the track conditions really seem to have deteriorated during this day, as on the run he did to qualify for the shootout on Saturday, he set a 46.45, the fastest he would set all weekend, and from what I can tell, is the fastest time a Formula E car has ever set around Goodwood. Really unfortunate that it wasn't official. Also worth mentioning is that on the entry list, I did see Alex Lynn scheduled to drive the Jaguar I-Type 3, but I can't find any evidence this actually happened. There wouldn't be any action from Formula E at Goodwood for quite a while. There were some displays here or there, but no cars set to run on track even for a demo run. This was until the 2022 festival, where our saviors Mahindra and Nick Heidfeld returned, this time with the brand new Gen 3 car, the M9 Electro. Unfortunately, the car had some gremlins. On Friday, Heidfeld aborted a run due to the car breaking down. On Saturday, he set a qualifying time of 49.3, and during his time shootout run, well, I'll just let it play out for you.
This is the next generation of Formula E car, but we know the Formula E cars are very rapid electric single-seaters. Look at the way it twitches.
Indeed, well that's because he's got so much power down on it. It's absolutely throwing out horsepower, or the equivalent of at the moment. Mahindra, of course, were Moto 3 winners back in motorbike GP. Oh, that was close. Moto 3, and they dropped out of Moto 3 to spend all their money on EV vehicles.
Yeah, he's backed off, and it's happened again, because nearly every run he's done with this car that has gone wrong at some stage. And what a shame for Nick Heidfeld, because that was going very rapidly.
It was really disappointing, but with the zero grip Hankook tires, I do have my doubts about the Gen 3 car potentially beating the previous times. Still, with the issues Mahindra had here, no wonder they had such an awful Season 9 with this car. And that was the very last time a Formula E car attempted a time run on the Hillclimb. In 2024, Jaguar brought out the I-Type 6 with Nick Cassidy and Karud Chandok behind the wheel, though unfortunately only for a demonstration run. Nevertheless, they got to show off some pretty sick burnouts, which I can always appreciate in a Formula E car. Cassidy actually vlogged this over on his YouTube channel, so go check that out if you're interested. And finally, we've reached this year, where the Lola Yamaha app team have brought out the Gen 3 Evo with Ambassador Johnny Herbert at the helm, though once again, only for a demonstration run. Nevertheless, it's cool to see Formula E back at Goodwood once again. So in the end, it's a bit disappointing we haven't got to see time runs from the Gen 3 cars yet, especially with the Gen 3 Evo, but I'm sure we'll see another run in the coming years. Unfortunately though, with Nick Heidfeld, and Dilbag Gill for that matter, having moved on to the Formula G series, I don't know if we'll ever see that duo with Mahindra take it on again. Time will tell. In the end, that 48.59 set in 2017 is still the fastest official time, which is still a time quicker than a lot of cars have set at Goodwood. It's faster than times set by the Rimac Nevera and the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack, for example, but keep in mind, all of this is so dependent on weather, track conditions, grip, and so many other factors that it's almost impossible to compare the times year on year. Nevertheless, keep 48.59 in mind when we get to the time shootout this Sunday. And the 46.45 for that matter, set by Heidfeld unofficially in the Gen 2. So I've decided to go on to Assetto Corsa and try to beat Nick Heidfeld's time in the Gen 2 car. I'm a great sim racer, so we'll see how it goes. And remember, the time to beat is 48.59. And the Gen 2 is a little weird since it does have 2 gears technically, which isn't, you know, technically correct, but... Oh, we're gone. Alright, break a little bit into 1, get a little bit of oversteer, we're fine here. Lift off a little bit, alright, get a little bit into the grass, it's all fine. Alright, go down the straight here. A little bit of a kink. Oh no. Hey, you know, the brakes on this car work super well. You just gotta barely tap them and they go full lock up on you like that. You know, I haven't actually managed to get to the end yet, so maybe this time we actually get to the end. I don't even know if this track is scaled properly to be able to have a comparable time comparison to real life. I don't even know how many kilowatts of power this has. Dude, I have a whole new respect for Max Chilton now. How does he do this in the McMurtry, dude? That is just crazy. Alright. 52 flat. Time to beat was 48. So 4 seconds, we gotta pick up 4 seconds. And let's go a little bit deeper into 1, or right back on the front. Oh. It's not professional, by the way. I don't, you know, ABS on or anything, so. And right here, locked up, in the wall. Are you kidding me? That was probably gonna be the best one. Alright, good speed through here, good speed through here. Just gotta brake here. Oh, see, you just have to barely touch the brake pedal, and it just locks up. Better, 51.5, but still gotta pick up like 3 seconds. Are you kidding me, dude? Oh, we're gonna finish this. No, we're not. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be the run. It's gonna be this time. Hello there. Okay. Alright, start braking here. Oh, that's way too late. That's way too late. Yeah, my screen isn't the biggest either, so I feel like when you have a bigger screen, it's a lot easier to see ahead. Yeah, I'm not beating any records this time. Maybe personal best? Nope, 2/10 worse than last time. Dang it, I locked up the tires again. And we're in the hay bales. Alright, I have decided to put it on gamer mode and see if that lets me beat it a little more, because I really don't know, man. Okay, well I can go a lot faster through there by the looks of it, because I have traction control now. Insane. And coming across the line... Are you kidding me? Alright, absolute last run. And there should really be a curve there, not gonna lie. Alright, brake a little bit, go. Don't get embedded in the wall like last time. And... we beat it. There we go. We have beaten Nick Heidfeld's time. Using cheats that were born from racing games, and I am a more superior driver than Nick Heidfeld, who is now struggling to do a burnout in 5 feet of space. Well, thanks for watching.